Hey everyone, I wanted to throw in some footage from the road that I took up at Death Valley and also just talk about some of the places we stopped and checked out and give you some ideas and some recommendations of some cool things to do while you visit Death Valley. Our adventure started in Kern County, and if you're familiar with Kern County, the weather there is pretty much 6 or 7 weeks of a foggy winter, followed by about 2 weeks of spring, followed by 15 or 16 months of hot summer, followed by about 3 or 4 hours of fall, and then the cycle repeats. The footage you're looking at right now is actually the southeast portion of Kern County, just east of the city of Tehachapi, and it was just so pretty, and the clouds just covered up these hills in the distance, and I just had to share them with you. So here I got some video evidence of a beautiful day in Kern County and a great start to our trip. Our first stop is a location actually outside of the park to the west in the Panamint Springs area. There's Darwin Falls, which is a natural oasis outside the park, which, while it might not be the biggest or grandest waterfall, the fact that it's sitting in Death Valley, not too far from the hottest place on earth, makes it a really unique spot in the entire park, and I do recommend it. When you enter Death Valley from the west, one of the first stops that you will see is Stovepipe Walls, and that's a small way station in the northern part of Death Valley. It's an unincorporated community, and at Stovepipe Walls there is a saloon, a gas station, a general store, and I think there's a hotel in that area. So that's one of the few places you can actually stop and get gas within the park. Just down the road a bit from Stovepipe Walls is the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes, and this is a really popular area, and the sand dunes are really stunning to stop. It can get a little crowded, but if you're in the area, it's easy to get to, and it's really cool to get out and walk around and check out these sand dunes. I do recommend. Just down the road a little bit from the Mesquite Flat Sand Dune, we pulled over right across the street from Devil's Cornfield, and we explored this dry lake bed, this salt lake bed, and just checked it out while stretching our legs. The start of day 2 had us going up to Dantes Peak to watch the sunrise. And if you know anything about Death Valley, it gets stupid hot. So we did this trip in the winter, and going up to Dantes Peak in the winter was stupid cold. Beautiful, but stupid cold. So after we finished freezing, we decided to drop back down into the valley right underneath the viewpoint and go to Badwater. And Badwater is famous for being the lowest place in North America. I think it might be the second lowest place in the world. I think about 132 feet below sea level. And walking out on the dry salt lake bed with the hexagons is otherworldly. A short drive from Badwater is Artist Drive and Artist Palette, and my footage here really doesn't do it justice. It's a one-way curvy road with lots of steep little hills and lots of colors in the road. There's a few places where you can stop and get out and really explore. It's a really cool place in the park, and I wish my footage showed it off much better than it does here. And then just a little bit down the road from Artist Drive is the Golden Canyon. And this was a great hike, had a lot of fun. We tacked on about an extra half mile to quarter mile to go up to the Red Canyon. And that part of the hike did get a little sketchy. It gets really tight with some low overhangs and some light scrambling. And then you gotta climb up a little ridge. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I definitely recommend it. There are other paths you can go and make this a longer hike if you like, but it was one of the funnest parts of my trip to Death Valley. And here we go to arguably the most stunning place in the park. This is a Brisky Point, one of the most beautiful places to catch the sunset. And we get there and my battery dies. I tried to start it again and nope, it's dead. Batteries recharged and making our way to the northern part of the valley once again. And we made a quick little stop at the Harmony Borax Works. There's not a lot to see here, but it is pretty cute and a good place to take a few pictures. The final major attraction on our trip was the Brisky Crater, and I love this place. It is pretty far north. It's very far from the rest of the park. That said, I did think the drive was worth it. It was very cool, and I love checking this place out. It was near the top of my favorite things to do here. Well, that's going to be my video. I hope you enjoyed it and gave you a good idea of things to do in Death Valley. Till next time.